Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, March 15th, 2025, and when I was thinking about where I wanted to go fishing today, for some reason this place popped into my mind. This is a pond. It's out of my way. I haven't fished here in a long time. I would say maybe 10 years or more, but I used to do pretty well here. So I wanted to give it a try and see if it still had some magic left in it. Well, one of the reasons I decided to take a drive out to this spot is that my local spots just haven't been producing lately. So even just for my own confidence, I decided to try someplace new, or at least someplace that I haven't been to in a long time. And another reason is it's actually been a little bit warmer out this way than it has been near where I live. Not by much, but this time of year, every couple of degrees helps. This water is not warm. It still hasn't hit 50 degrees yet, but even if it is a little tiny bit warmer than everywhere else, or at least the spots I usually fish, then I'm thinking the fish here might be a little bit more active than at my normal places. Fish on. Why can I not move him? There we go. Now I got him. Knew he wasn't that big. All right. Well, I had to skip this thing completely under this dock walkway to get that bite. Hooked him pretty good too. He wasn't getting away. All right. Nice largie, maybe 3/4 of a pound, pushing a pound. I will take it. Most action I've had in 2 weeks. Got that one on the old wacky rig, which is not something I normally throw early season, although it definitely is a good early season bait. Normally I reserve this for like the dead of summer when nothing else is working. Well, the good news is I have found a little bit of a pattern slaying Senkos around docks. The only problem is this park has 3 ponds and just that one dock between them. So it's not really a pattern that I can replicate. I am going to have to figure out another way to catch them. I will stick with the Senko for the time being, since it seems that the bass will at least look at it. I'm getting close to the outflow where there's some deeper water. I got to imagine that with the water still being cold, there's probably still a pretty big contingent of fish that are deep. So hopefully if I drag the Senko through the deeper water of this pond, I'll run into a couple. Well, the Senko has yielded no further bites, so I took that off. And as I've been walking around, I've been seeing a lot of bait fish up shallow, like super shallow. So I'm wondering if maybe the bass are hanging back in deeper water and waiting for those bait fish to come close enough to get them. So decided to switch over to this little shallow running crankbait. We'll see if this gets these fish going. It pretty much matches the size of the fish I've been seeing up shallow. So if that's what they're feeding on, this thing should get bit. Look at that. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of them out here. That particular one doesn't seem to be doing too well. Oh, I snagged one. Look at that. Yeah, these are little gizzard shads. Look at that. Well, I cannot believe that I was tossing around a bait that looked just like those shad and I was not getting bit. So I took that off and I decided that I'm going to try something a little bit crazy. I'm going to be tossing around a top water in this 40-something degree water. If this works, I will be a goddamn wizard. Alright, so the popper didn't work, which, I mean, that's really no big surprise, is it? So I took that off and I switched over to something a little bit more appropriate for this cold water. Dragging the drop shot. Now, this will be the last thing I try, and then I'm probably gonna switch spots if this doesn't work. Well, nothing on the drop shot. Even tried here back at the dock one last time, but it looks like it was only good for that one fish. I just cannot believe, with all the bait I saw, that there was next to nothing on them. I mean, I saw thousands upon thousands of those little shad, and, you know, except for the occasional, very occasional blow up, there was just nothing going on. So I'm going to have to think about my next move, but got plenty of daylight left. So sit tight and I will see you in a couple of seconds. All right, well, here we are at another one of the old haunts that I used to go to when I lived around here. I figured this might be a pretty nice place to round out the day. For many, many years, the first cast of the season I made in this pond. Oh, fish on. Didn't even start moving it. All right, little largy. All right, not big, but it's been hours since my last bite, so I'm happy. There we go. Oof. He's stuck in the branch. Let me get him up here. The weight is wrapped around the branch. Gonna have to get down here, get this guy unstuck. Oh, broke the line. Well, let me get this guy unhooked anyway. All right, nice little crappie. Unhooking him and landing him was a fiasco, but he counts. Really? You got this whole pond and you're gonna come right in front of me. Assholes. Geese are assholes. I hate them. Well, everybody, I am going to call it a day right here. Tough bite today. Only a few scattered bites here and there, and all they wanted was the finesse stuff. But it was great catching up on some of my old favorite spots from years gone by. So even though it didn't result in a ton of fish catches, I am very happy with my decision to fish some new old water today. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.